Hmm. So in the last class, we had covered crude operations. Oh yeah. You've had only 4 classes so far?
Yes, sir.
When did we start? 19. Oh, I see. Okay. All right, very nice. So let's create the agenda for the class. So today we will discuss the doubts that you have. Doubts on crude operations, I suppose, right? And Google BigQuery case study, right? What was the case study? Women IPL. Women IPL case study, right? And then once we are done with this, then we'll move the class forward. And we will learn about how to import the data using MySQL import table data import wizard. Then we will talk about something related to date, text to date or string to date transformation. And then we'll talk about string to number transformation. We'll talk about these things. Okay, starting with doubts. What doubts do you guys have on the crude operations first? The web analytics case. Web analytics case, I think we did in the class, no? No? Oh no, I had given you guys questions. 5 questions I had given to you. Huh? 4 and 7. Show the dates when the visitors submitted the form. What is the error saying? Update visit error code 1046. 1046 error code. उसका मैसेज तो आगे बढ़ाएगा भाई, मेरे को 1000 एरर कोड थोड़ा ना याद है. No database selected. अच्छा. What do you think अंग्रेजी का क्या मतलब है? No database selected. मतलब कोई database selected नहीं है. हाँ. So which database have you selected? On the left hand side, do you see it highlighted? No. Do you see the database on the left hand side? Huh? It is not highlighted. It is not highlighted. What does it mean? I'm not using that. How do you default a database? Use. So आपके पास तो answer. You had the answer. You just want to talk to me, is it? अच्छी बात है. वीडियो आपने अच्छे से देखा. That means you saw the video properly. Show the dates when the visitors submitted the form. This is a question number 4. Is it, Subrato? Do you want to share a screen, Subrato? Or maybe Satyam? Do you want to share a screen? Satyam, Subrato? 4 और 7 वाला वो मतलब BigQuery वाला बोल रहा है. ये, are you talking about? Are you talking about this case study or?
Sir, Women IPL.
Okay. Any question from crude operations?
No. No, it is completely done, sir.
Show the female visitor profiles. Here you have a gender column. है ना? So gender is equal to female. Where select star from visitor underscore profile, where gender is equals to female. Female should be under pair or double quotes because it's a text value. Any confusion there? Number 4, show the dates from the visit underscore data table when the form submitted is equals to yes. Right? So select visit underscore date from visit underscore data where form underscore submitted is equals to yes. Look at this. Any questions here? Actually, here I made form submitted as 1 instead of yes, no. Okay, any questions from here? No? All right. So let's go to the case study, women case. Okay. 44 people have tried it. Okay, now why not others? Who all have not tried? Raise your hand. Okay, 2 people, 3 people. Go. Who all have not done? Devraj?
Two questions are pending, sir. Once done, I will submit by today evening.
See, don't worry about try to finish all the questions. If you're not finish, submit with whatever you have done. Hi, ma'am, why did you not do it? घूमने गए थे? कहाँ घूमने गए थे? हरिद्वार वृंदावन? अभी तो आपका एज क्या हुआ है तो हरिद्वार वृंदावन? क्या बोलूं, भगवान के पास गए थे तो आप ज्यादा बोल भी नहीं सकता. मुझे लगा बोलेंगे गोवा गए थे, पुरी गए थे, ये गए थे, वो गए थे, तो थोड़ा सुनाता लेकिन next 6 to 8 months, forget about going anywhere, is what I would advise. It's like a You want to show the most sincere, dedicated, single focused effort towards this. It's not easy. Are you getting a point? It is absolutely not easy. If it was so easy, then the demand would not be there. Do you understand the fact that so many people are trying to do it because the demand is there, and the fact that even after we being existed in this area for last 15 years, and still there is demand. That means the training companies are also not able to prepare people to a level where the companies need them. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Which basically means that there is difficulty in learning. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I can tell you with certainty. You can see in the class, right? I mean, like the first class, there was no seat to sit. Half of the class is gone. You understand what I'm trying to say? Believe me, whatever you will do, this is probably one of the easiest modules that we are doing. It is not easy, guys. But one more important thing that you need to believe, that if you do what we tell you to do and when we tell you to do, with a very single focused mind for the next 6 to 8 months, it is impossible that you will not get it. Both facts are true. One, it is difficult. Second, it is doable, but with a method. And that requires very sharp, single mind focus. Don't take bath, I don't care. Don't eat, also I don't care. You understand? But you cannot lack. Right? Otherwise, it's like a dominoes, right? It will start falling behind. You'll start to fall behind. Do you understand? So please do yourself a favor. Don't let yourself lose that discipline of submitting the assignment. I get a point. Unfortunately, I am not a government. We are not a government body which could penalize you. Otherwise, we would send you a penalty notice. You understand what I'm trying to say? My only problem is that people don't complete the program in the timeline that they should ideally complete. The people who complete, they get genuine interview calls, they get genuine opportunities. People who don't complete, they are in the air. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Let's say you complete and you're not able to get, or you're not able to crack the interviews. Then believe me, I will work with you personally, one-to-one. I'll work with you. We'll find a solution. I have to call somebody. I'll call people. I will work with you. But if you tell me that you have not done the assignments, you're not doing the cases, you're not doing the projects when they're due, then for me also to help you personally, there is no motivation. I would rather help somebody else. You understand what I'm trying to say? We are very well connected in the industry, respected in the industry. We have spent 20 years of our career in the US over here. We are one of the most top ranked, most top spoken about. Most of the training companies are training companies. We work as consultants for some of the largest firms in the world. So I have companies willing to hire people at any point of time. But my only issue is that if I recommend somebody and if that person does not perform well in the interview, then I cannot recommend in the future. So I selectively recommend. Do you understand what I'm trying to say, guys? And for me to be able to identify who to recommend, it's a very simple judgment. Who's doing the assignments on time? Who's scoring the marks? Who's showing sincerity? Who's standing out in the class? Very, very simple. I get one. Okay. Sorry, a little bit of gyan there, but let's look at the questions here, guys. Question number 4, we said, is it? Question 4 and question 7.
Yes, sir.
And question 9 also, 4, 7, 9. Anybody who has the data in front of them and the questions also, because I don't have it right now.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, yeah, you can.
Hello,
What
sir.
Yeah.
Actually, at the time of upload the player table, I got some issues. The header are showing string field only. Can I see this? Show this.
Saurav, I know what you're talking about, but I said it in the group also. I gave you the solution as well on the group, right, Saurav? In the WhatsApp group, are you there?
Actually, sir, last class I not attended, so not see the video due to this.
I understand that, but you're there in the WhatsApp group, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So I'd given a solution. You see, just to remind everybody, why does that happen? That when you're trying to load the data in Google BigQuery, at times it does not identify the header rows. The reason why it does not identify the header rows from the normal rows is the fact that header rows, the main AI that you may say that, or the rule on the basis of which it says that no, this is header row versus these are normal rows, is that if there is any number or date kind of a column in your data, if all the data in your data rows are text data, then it's not able to distinguish between the header row from the data rows. That is the reason why the solution that I had given to you was that in CSV file before loading, just create a dummy integer column and then save it as a CSV again and then import it. That means load it in Google BigQuery. Understood, Saurabh?
Yes, yes, sir. Thank you.
Can anybody tag that message again to Saurabh in the group, please? Okay, Tejas, can you zoom, boss? It's so
Yeah.
tiny that, yeah. Okay.
Fine. Okay.
Question number 4 is which one? What are the names?
This
Can you, okay, let's do this, okay? It's still small. So
Okay.
click on this button here, icon here. Yeah, you get a little bigger. Now zoom. Yeah, perfect. Come down. So question number 4 is, what are the names of the players of all players who have played both EMEA sports and in Trent Rockets? What is this string field? Are yaar bhai, they just, you also did not. Okay.
I haven't done that, but I have already submitted it, so I
That's
did
fine.
not made any changes.
String field like. क्यों उसका नाम? What is the name of the company?
This one,
What is the name of the
Teams played it was.
Games played in
no, but
Games
what are
played
the
is the name.
EMEA Sports is there? So why have you used
No,
like here? Why not equals to?
okay. Actually, I have done equals to only before it, but
अरे पूरा उड़ा दिया आपने. Control Z. So how would you do this question?
okay.
This equals to EMEA Sports. Huh? Why using like?
There are multiple teams in this field, so I thought
For Trent Rockets. For Trent Rockets. I see. Okay, but we have not discussed like, so it's fine. You know, even if you just do Trent Rockets, you get some data. Yeah, we'll talk about like shortly.
so should I use equal to or like now?
You see, if you use like, there is a rule to use like. Okay, the rule is like is called as like is used when you want to do a pattern match. Pattern match meaning the strings which contains Trent Sports anywhere. That means before Trent Sports there can be anything. After Trent Sports there can be anything. Before EMEA Sports there can be anything. After EMEA Sports there can be anything. So when we say where, let's say team name, whatever the name of the column is, equals to Trent Sports, then it is exactly looking for Trent Sports. But if I say like, and then form a pattern with the help of percentage or underscore. Percentage basically means percentage, let's say EMEA Sports. and percentage at the end again under pair of quotes. Percentage basically means can be replaced with any alphabets, any numbers, any special characters, any spaces, anything, and any number of times, any number of characters, digits, special characters. So that means we are saying before MIS quotes there can be anything, after MIS quotes also there can be anything. It essentially means that containing MIS quotes somewhere where team name like this, not equals to this exact match, but it is a pattern match. Actually, see, yeah, that's what. You can't get the answer to this question like this because played where what are the names and teams of all players? Names and teams of all players who have played both MIR Sports and Trent Rockets. So ये ना अंग्रेजी है, and this is English, right? But when we translate into maths, a player can't be playing two teams. Or is there a player who has played like in multiple teams? No, because you have only one entry, that means only one row for each player, right? So this essentially means that it is looking for all the players who are part of this team or that team. So instead of and here, do an or. It's like saying that I'm looking for boys and girls. It doesn't mean that I'm looking for a person who's both boy and a girl.
बहुत सारा टीम मतलब एक प्लेयर डिफरेंट कंट्री में कौन कौन सा टीम में खेला है मतलब उसका डेटा दिया हुआ है इसलिए एंड समझ.
What are the names and teams of all players who have played for both?
मतलब कोहली का लाइक इंडिया है आरसीबी है और दिल्ली है ऐसा ऐसा करके दिया हुआ है मतलब कौन से निकालना डेटा. मतलब वो
Can you show me the data once for this column? Satyam?
This is the data here.
Where is the data? ठीक है, go back.
Yep.
Zoom. Yeah. 4. This. So where string field equals to MIS, like MIS, percentage MIS sports percentage, or string field 9 equals to or same player which may contain this value or this value. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
क्योंकि अगर विराट कोहली में खेला है आरसीबी में खेला विराट कोहली को निकालना विराट कोहली के ये कॉलम में दिया हुआ है.
अच्छा ठीक है,
आरसीबी
ओके नहीं मान पाया अगला, कोई बात. So here let it be and
Okay.
this and this, but here make string field like percentage MIS sports percentage and string field like percentage Trent Rockets percentage. Do you have any player who has played both the sports?
No.
So then 0 answer. That's fine. Now 7th question, come down.
Yes.
What are the names and roles of all the players in the player table grouped by role, sorted by the number of players in the descending order? It's a very specific question. Group by role, order by player count. ठीक है, okay, perfect. Looks all right to me.
Actually, so
Wait.
have not.
Hello.
Mhm.
What are the
But we
names
have to display
and
the names also.
no. This is not right.
Sir, the names
We
is
have
not
to
Ascending
coming
order.
display the
there.
names
Player
also.
names.
Exactly.
The names and roles.
Because in the question they're getting about the names and roles also.
Wrong,
So that's why.
wrong question. Wrong. We don't
Okay,
need,
okay.
don't need the names
Okay.
because you can't have names as well as number because each role may have several players. Mhm. Won't happen. This is fine. What else? What else, guys? What else? Question number 9. Come down, Jara. They just come down.
Okay.
What are the names and teams of all players in the auction table whose price in US dollar is greater than the average price? So in the where statement, this is a good one. Greater than, select AVG, right? This average. So this query here is called as a nested query. Why nested? Because it's a query inside another query. So price of the price in US dollar is greater than the average price in US dollar. You understand what I'm trying to say, guys? I would be okay that if you had found the average price separately somewhere and you got the value and you would have written the value manually, but this is a far better way of doing it. Tejas, did you do it yourself or did you took ChatGPT help?
No, actually, I have done till this, but after this, I took help from like YouTube sessions and allowed to do it inside one query. So after that,
Good.
I yeah.
Session took help, no problem. ChatGPT also, if you had taken help and if you had understood, it's all right. Sanmitra, whatever you do, concat and all. Anyway, we'll talk about those things a little later, Sanmitra. Because the idea is that if you try and find the roll number and the name together, it's going to be in a particular role, how many names are same? That is the kind of a question that will become. Meaning, how many Sachins do you have as batsmen? That's what that question would then be. But anyway, that's not the intention. Any other question from this case? You do not understand question number 9. Question number 9 is saying, what are the names and teams of all players in the auction table? Right? That much you have understood? Whose price is greater than? Whose price is this one? Whose price is greater than average price is greater than the average price. So this function AVG of price from the women's table will give me the average price. Huh? चलिए ठीक है. Tejas, take this line here, this line. Yeah, this select statement. Cut it. Go to line number 40 and put one more line there and then paste it over there. No, line number 40 before the query.
Okay.
Just put like a line space here, put a line space here. Now run this query, line number 41. So now what is this query giving us?
Average price.
Average price, which is $86,413, right? Come down here, remove this line number 47. and here write 86,413.
6,400.
13.79. Close. Now you're okay? Huh?
Mhm.
Are you okay now? What have you done differently?
You
What have you
calculate
done?
the average price and then we
Calculated
are
the average
just
price here,
verifying.
right? We kept it in our memory and we put it over there. Now instead, you manually writing it, you take this guy right over here, put it in a pair of quotes, pair of parentheses, right? And that would work. You understand what I'm trying to say? As I said, even if you have done in 2 steps, I would be okay, because at this point of time, we have not discussed nested queries, so it's fine. But it's really no rocket science that you've just taken that code, put it over here. Are you all getting this? Yeah. See, these small tricks we'll keep doing a little bit here and there. Understood?
Yes.
Any other question, anybody? Okay, then let's go. Thank you, Tejas.
Thank you. No problem.
Excuse me, sir. I have a little doubt.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
mean, not about the questions, just the normal one. When do we use in the query?
Have you used in?
In. When do we use in?
Have you learned how to use in? No? Don't worry about it, Neha. We will talk about it very, very shortly.
Okay.
About it. We use it to compare against a set of values, but we'll talk about it.
Okay. Because I was doing the 4th question with the help of in.
Yeah, I know that can be done with that also, but we'll talk about it.
Okay, okay. No problem. Thank you, sir.
Okay, guys. What we want to talk about today is how do you import data into MySQL Workbench? I mean, how do you import data into MySQL database using MySQL Workbench? Okay. What we have done so far is we have learned how to import data in Google BigQuery. We have also learned the CRUD operations, which allowed us to work with insert statement, update statement, delete statement, and create statement, right? And select statement, of course, right? But we'll take one step further and we'll now learn how do we import data, just like how we imported data in Google BigQuery, but in MySQL servers, right? It's going to be slightly different. So, and plus, we'll do little bit more of things here in MySQL server, which we relied on Google BigQuery to do, notably auto-detecting the schema. So a few things that we will do here, which will allow us to have more control over the kind of data types that we are importing. Okay. Insert is my trademark. If you Google, it'll give you CRUD, crude, but I always say that it should be crude, if you may say. Because how can you not know insert if you want to do crude operations? How will you get the data freaking? I mean, कैसे आएगा? तो मेरे को ना कभी बचपन से समझ नहीं आया. मतलब, I've been learning SQL since 1999. Okay, some of you might not have been born then. And तब से मुझे समझ में आया कि crude क्यों बोलते हैं, crude क्यों नहीं बोलते? Because how will you get the data? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I get the point. If you're creating a database, if you're creating a table, then how can you not talk about insert? Who's going to give you the data, Bhagwan? You understand what I'm trying to say? That is the reason why I always say that when we talk of crude, then I should definitely be there. I don't understand why when you go online and everywhere, books also, they talk about crude. They don't talk about insert. I don't know. Because maybe they assume that inside everybody would know. I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay. I need a volunteer to share the screen. Who would like to do it? Let's say Chatra. You want to do it, Chatra? Jaya? Somebody who has the Zoom downloaded.
Yes, sir, I can do it.
All right, Jaya, let's do it. Sanmitra का DP बड़ा अच्छा है. I never understand what people do with their phone, and I think in front of the mirror they take the selfie and they put it as their. नहीं, mirror में selfie नहीं रहता, mirror का picture लेते हैं उसमें वो रहता है. Pretty weird. What I want you to do, Jaya, is go ahead and open your MySQL workbench and zoom as much as you can. Okay, all right. ठीक है. ठीक है. That's fine. Now, the steps that we will perform right now are the steps that which will help us to import the data into MySQL server using MySQL import wizard, MySQL workbench table data import wizard. So, what we will do is that we will learn how to import that loan database first. The loan database, remember the 4 tables it had? Customers, loans, deposit customers, and high credit card balance customers, which we had loaded in Google BigQuery also. Let's create another database called as loans_dataset. Let's create a new tab. Create a new tab. All right, now create a new database. You all can also do it. Create database. Can you zoom, Jaya?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Create database loans_dataset and make it default.
So default in the sense I just have to run the query, right?
No, use. Yeah, use. Remember use.
Okay.
Use and the database name only, not database.
Just remove database.
Okay.
You can use only database name. Yeah. Control
Yeah,
enter.
I can run.
Okay, now refresh it here. I don't think you've learned run this. You've learned it. Now, the steps that we'll perform is, now look at the screen, everybody. Do you, Jaya, do you know where your CSV files are? Your loan
Yes,
CSV
sir.
files? Yeah? All right, good.
Yes, sir.
Now, let's go to, cancel it.
Okay.
Pretty fast. Okay. Let's go to tables and right click on over here. Right click. And the 4th option, which says table data import wizard, go ahead and click on it. And then browse for the file. Let's start with customers. बहुत ही गलत तरीके से आपने ना categorize कर रखा है जया. It's a wrong way of categorizing. If you remember, I told you that categorize your files that we are using here by the name of the database. For example, you should have a folder called as loans db or something, and within that you should have a folder called as data, and within that you should have a folder called as SQL or scripts. Because remember, in all the databases, these two things will definitely have in the entire class, and we are going to work with multiple databases. You don't have to remember the database by class 1, class 2, because at times we will use class 1 database in class 4th, 5th database, like how we are doing right now. You
Yes, sir.
understand?
I'll change it. Yes, sir.
Okay. Be organized, because otherwise you'll get confused between tables. Okay. A lot of databases will have tables like customer and loans, but they will be different databases. Okay. Now use existing table, no. Create new table, yes. The name, no. Create new table, yes. The name of the table should be customers. In which data set? Loans data set. Perfect. Click on.
Sir, here we have to select. Now I just have to click next.
Click on next. Now, look at the screen for a few moments. Remember, in Google BigQuery, we used to do auto detect schema, right? So we would be this step. This step Google was handling by itself. But it's very similar step. The only difference is here we have a choice. The choice is that it is saying the encoding format is UTF-8. Now this encoding format, although looks technical, but it's a very important and simple concept. It is simple. Why? Because it's a, because every computer, laptop, machine, keyboard has, every computer keyboard has a stroke. That means a keystroke. But a keystroke can be a Hindi keystroke, can be a French keystroke, can be an English keystroke, can be a Russian keystroke, right? The laptop layout does not change when you are changing the language of work that you, unfortunately we work with only English, but imagine that, you are working in China. They're also using laptop, but do you think they're typing in English? It's Mandarin, not Chinese. Mandarin, right? So the characters, it doesn't mean that the number of keystrokes changes there. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So it's the same number of keystrokes. So the only change is the encoding. Encoding meaning if I press, let's say here, if I press A, this means A in English. But there it may be, I don't know Mandarin, but some character in Mandarin. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And that depends upon the encoding. So every language, computer language, has a computer encoding format. UTF-8 and UTF-16 are for English, common English that we use, right? But if you click on the drop down here, there is Latin and there is Latin 1 and there's Latin 2. Latin 1, Latin 2. English came from Latin, right? For example, all Indian languages are from Devanagari, isn't it? So the script is Devanagari. You can write, I suppose, I'm not sure, not a language expert, but most of the Indian languages have come from Devanagari script. So if you want to import a data which is written in Hindi, right, then the encoding that you would use would be something related to Hindi, which is one of the Devanagari scripts, the encoding format. Latin includes English words, also includes French words, also includes Russian, also includes German, also, basically all the European languages. The advantage of using Latin as your encoding is that, let's say you are working with a German colleague. He has used German keyboard to do something with the data and has sent you the data. You sent him the data first, then he did something, then he sent you the data back. And now you're importing into a database. Now, if he uses German keyboard and pressed some character which is very German specific, and you're using UTF-8 or UTF-16, which are English specific encoding format, then the import will fail. Did you understand the history? Why did I give you a little bit of detailed history here? Because this is a general problem that happens. That a lot of times we work with data which we have downloaded from Kaggle, from online resources. And when we try and import it into MySQL, right, using UTF-8, UTF-16 or 8, assuming that it is only English, the characters in the big database that we are importing are only in English. That is where it goes wrong. Did you understand what I'm trying to say, guys? So even though it looks English, I prefer to select Latin 1 or Latin 2. It takes more resources while importing. It may be a little slower while importing, but at least you will not get undefined errors, which are very difficult to get. Out of 10,000 rows, some rows will have some errors. And you're wondering why those rows were not imported. Maybe those rows had some European characters which UTF-8 and UTF-16 did not understand. So I would prefer you to use Latin 1 or Latin 2. OB encoding format. I'm not sure for which language it is. But you can easily Google and figure out. The question is what is which language format that Windows CP 1250 is. You can easily Google. This is less. In some databases, I've seen some people, they have like 18, 20 encoding formats because they work with data from variety of continents. Is it making sense? Haji, I don't know, Abhishek, CP1250 never explored, but you can always ask ChatGPT. Now, let's go ahead and select Latin 2 Jaya. And now the next thing that we are going to do is, what is the next thing that we'll do, guys? We will either accept the proposed data types by the system or we will change them. So loan ID, it says text. Okay. Gender, it says text. Okay. You know why loan ID it is saying text? Because of this LP, huh? Gender text, married text, dependent, integer, because one person can have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 children. Education, text, fine. Self-employed, text. Now here, if you try and make it as binary, but the values are given as yes and no, then there'll be a challenge. So if the values in the CSV files are given as yes and no, while importing in MySQL, please make it as text. What did I say just now? Like in Google BigQuery, it was detecting yes and no as true and false, and was able to assign them as binary text values, binary data types. But here, don't do that mistake. Even if you try and assign it as binary, it will not understand it as binary because it's given as yes and no. If it was given as true or false or 1 or 0, then it would have worked. But unfortunately, it is not so. Understood?
Yes.
So we go with text, Jaya. Applicant income and co-applicant income. Now here there are no decimal points. If there were decimal points, I would have made applicant income as double and co-applicant income as double as well. I recommend that when you are working with salary, such numeric columns, let's make it as double. It takes more memory, but then you are sure that there will be no problem even if one of the values have some decimal or very large values. So let's make applicant income, and what if the applicant income is Mukesh Ambani? Right? So the income will be significantly higher, right? Double. Because remember, the integer data types limit is minus 2.1 trillion to plus 2.1 trillion, right? So co-applicant income also make it as double. Credit history, we'll make it as binary because the credit history is given as 0 or 1. So system will understand 0 as false and 1 as true. So let it be binary. Property area will be text. Is that making sense? Any question, anybody? Now click on next. No, independent, you have not seen the entire data. It's actually, dependent, it's not necessary that every customer will have no kids or only 1 kids or 2 kids. It can be any number of kids. Now show the logs on the left hand side. Next, the reason why we're seeing the log is that now when it starts to import, it's going to import one by one. And if there is any error, it will show you. Click on next. So it is importing. Now, speed of import would depend upon the speed of your hard drive, whether you have solid state drive, how much of RAM is available, what is the processor. So it could vary significantly between machine to machine. Because right now, you're not importing it in the cloud, where our machine specs did not matter much. Our internet speed mattered, and the data and the server busyness mattered. The cloud server busyness mattered. But here, it's your laptop that you're doing internally. Next. It says 367 records imported. It's a good thing to verify with the CSV how many records, but I can tell you that there were 367 records, so it's fine. Next, finish. Now, refresh the database, and then we will try and verify whether the data has been imported or not. What is the quickest way of verifying whether the data has been imported?
Select all from.
You can do select star and limit or whatever, or here. And you can do a little bit of sampling of data as well by writing select star from that particular table, a few rows limit, but with the limit, okay? Because at times the data that you're importing are very huge, and if you don't limit it, then it will negatively impact the performance. From customers. Story सुना है, limit नहीं किया. Understood? Okay, close the result grid. Now, let's investigate and import the loans table as well. But before importing the loans table, let's open the loans table. Let's see what all columns are there. Did you refresh? Because credit history is 0 or 1. हाँ, because data में आप देखोगे तो है. और बच्चे तो क्या चाइना में थोड़ा ना रहना है हम, या तो नहीं है या तो एक ही है, ऐसा तो नहीं है ना.
सर क्रेडिट हिस्ट्री बाइनरी होगा ना?
यस सत्यम, क्रेडिट हिस्ट्री
मतलब 0 और 1 के लिए हो रहा है वो चीज.
Right, because it's given as 0 and 1, because whether you have a credit history or you do not have a credit history. If you have a credit history, then it is going to be 1. If you don't have a credit history, then it's going to be 0.
Okay.
Sir, do I have to import the other table now?
Yes, Jaya. They will not get imported by itself.
So we can't use binary over there in order for yes and
no,
or
yes and
credit
no.
history.
Can't use binary because unlike Google BigQuery, it does not understand yes no as binary.
Okay.
If it was given as 0, 1 or 2 false, then we could have.
So just now imported for you after fetching or sending.
हाँ चला गया. Other relation. क्या नहीं दिखा रहा मेरे भाई? आपने क्या किया? लोन सीने में कर दिया. ओके सर, हम नहीं पहुंचे. क्या? उसने भी नहीं किया. नहीं किया भी है कि नहीं?
Sir, I uploaded the other table, but it's not showing it.
वेबसाइट के अंदर घुसा दिया. So while importing, guys, please import it in the right database. Okay? Because now you will all have more than one database. Now he has imported the data, but in the wrong database. I hear point.
But I chose this one.
हाँ Jaya, refresh it.
Sir, okay. Sir, actually the loans table now is here.
No, That is a different loans table. We'll minimize, just minimize that. Now, loans. Import the loans. Import the loans. Now, stop there. Here we have loan ID. Loan ID will be text, no problem. Loan amount will be integer, no problem. Loan amount term will be integer, no problem. Loan status, NNY, again it will be text. Application date, the system is proposing, please keep it as date, please keep it as text. You know why it is proposing text and why it is not proposing date? Any idea why?
Because it is not in the correct format according to SQL.
That's right. Saurabh says that look at the application date the way it is given. It is given as DD-MM-YYYY. Whereas MySQL understands the date in this format. So now the challenge is that the date given is, the format of the date that is given is not in the format that MySQL can understand. Hence, MySQL Workbench is saying, boss, imported, but imported as text. If you try and import it as date, then it will import 0 rows. 0 rows. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Try and import it as date. Make application date as date. Date time. Yeah. Now try and import it. See what happens.
The loan amount term should be integer. Yes.
Loan amount term is integer, is fine. Click next. Show the logs, click next. Risky option. 10,000 होंगे, 10 लाख होंगे, कहीं बीच में कुछ और होगा, फिर बीच में कुछ और होगा. So refresh it. Now let's see how many rows are imported in that loans table. Do a select star from loans, please. Click on the loans table once.
Sir, actually, when she selected the encoding, it was changed to again the text. That's why it's coming up.
Oh, okay. Did you not select a date and time?
No.
No. So just select the date. Just select the loans. We'll verify. Just select here. Just name. Scroll down here. See, it is text. That is why it got imported. It's like, what happened? AI. So anyway, the point is, the date columns and the time columns are very notorious. So my recommendation normally is that while importing, import those columns as text. हम कहते हैं ना, जब भी नेगोशिएशन में बैठते हैं, कोई पैसा दे रहा है एडवांस तो ले लो, फिर बात करो कि नहीं और एडवांस चाहिए, बट जो पैसा घर आ रहे हैं उसको तो ले आओ. So what I'm trying to say is that let the data come into the system. Once the data is there in the system, then we will modify it. Then we will transform it. Okay. So the data is imported, but the only issue is that we have imported the application date column as text. Got it? Now, a few steps that will perform here, guys. Okay. Know the steps that will perform. अभी याद रख लैटिन 2 में डेटा डालना है. Date and time, import the date and time column as text column. Now, steps that will perform. Now, steps to perform to translate and transform the text date column to date data type date column. Did you understand? So the first step that will form is create a new column, app date with date data type. Okay, second will be create a new column app date with date data type, and the second will be translate application date, right, to MySQL format. First we'll have to translate, then update the app date column with the translated value. बहुत सारा काम करेंगे. So let's create a new column, app date, with date data type. How do we create a new column create a new column? We're not creating a database, we're not creating a table. How do you create a new column in an existing table? That means, how do we add a column to an existing table? No, insert allows you to insert data. So we have another command called as alter. So we'll run a command, right? Alter table loans, add column app date date. Alter table loans meaning we are altering the table loans, right? And what are we doing? Add column app date with date data type. So alter table loans, add column app date, and the data type is date and semicolon. It's a very simple command if you think about it. Alter table loans, add column app date. Select and run. Now refresh it and check whether the loans table now has a new column called as app date. Does it have a new column?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so there is an app date column as we can see over here at the bottom. But the app date column is null, right? The reason why app date column is null is it's a new. It doesn't have any data that we have added. Close the result grid. So the step number 1 is done, which is that create a new column with app date. Got it? The next thing is that we want to translate the application date column to MySQL format. Imagine if there was a column which had Mandarin data, then we would have called a Mandarin to English translator. Now here, the problem is that the date is given, but in text value, in string value. Now we want to convert that string value date to date values. First we have to translate. So there is a function here in SQL called as string to date. There is a function called as string to date. String to date. Now let's open Google. Go to Google Chrome. Yeah, just open Google. Yeah. Just search string to date in MySQL on Google. And the first link you will get would be of W3 School's website. Very good, decent website. string to date. In SQL. Did you write string to date in MySQL? Right, MySQL, no? String to date in MySQL. Now open this side, the first side. Look at this example here. It says select string to date. The date, if the input date is given in this format, August space 10 space 2017. Can you zoom a little bit, by the way? Control plus. That's perfect. Thank you. That's enough. String to date. This is the date, and this is the translation parameters. It's like saying that first thing that is given is your month, and we have given M in capital Y because the month is given in full. It's a full month. August. It's not written AUG. It's not written 08. It's written in August full. Space will be space as it is. Then the next thing is percentage small d. Why small d? Because small d is for 01 to 31 days. Got it? Then space is as it is. Then year is given in full, and hence percentage capital Y. This is translation. It is like this, suppose in English it is written I like you. Now if somebody is translating this into Hindi, so you would say, right, don't laugh on my Hindi and my matras and whatever, right? मैं अच्छा तुम वो सब नहीं, ये तो word by word translation है ना. So this is translated like this. Don't look at the semantic of it. Don't look at the grammar of it. It is word by word translation. That's what we are doing right now. We are saying this basically means this basically means day, this basically means year. Understood? Once this is done, then string to date will understand these are the three components of the date, and we know that these three components are required for any date. Now string to date will take this parameters of day, take these parameters of date, the year and the month and the day, and then we'll translate it into MySQL date format. So the output of this would be in which format?
YYMMDD. YYMMDD.
In MySQL format. Did you understand this? So it's like saying, if somebody tells you in Chinese, or suppose if somebody tells you that in English this is written like this, but iska ye main hai, iska matlab hai acha, iska matlab hai tum. So you will make the grammar. You understand? You understand what I'm trying to say, right? So that grammar string to date is doing. Once it knows that these are the three components. Is that making sense? Sorry, weird examples, okay? All right, let's do it. Let's go back to our, here, let's go to line number 13 and write a we'll write a select statement just to see, not to update. Update we will do once we are sure that string to date function is working. So write select from loans, select application date from loans. Comma, app date. App date is nothing. Right now it's nothing. So app date, just remove app. We don't need app date. We now need the string to date function. So we'll write string to date. Now, there we had written August 10, 2017 manually. Here, the date values are given in application date. So write comma. Here we will write application date, comma. What will we write here? under quotes, we'll write percentage D hyphen percentage M hyphen percentage capital Y. The reason why we are writing small d because the first two digits are days, then hyphen, then next two digits are month. Month is not given like in full August or September. It's given in two digits like 0708. So application date, comma, under quotes, pair of quotes, yeah. Percentage D hyphen percentage M hyphen percentage capital Y. Hyphen. Because that's how the dates are given. Capital Y, the reason why we're giving capital Y and not small y, because the year is given in full. Now run this statement line 13 and 14. Do you see this? This is the input date, and this is the output. Got it? Clear, guys? So that translation is done by using which function? String to date. All right. This translation is not saved anywhere. Why? Because we are using string to date. Now, what will we do with this, guys?
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, I'm getting null values in that string to date column.
Null value in the string to date column.
Yes. Just a sec.
What is the next thing, guys? We want to do what next? We have to do what?
We can save this as update, the string.
No. Debolina is saying that why don't we just write as an update? No. Select statement does not make any change in the table. So even if you write as update, it'll just show it as update. It doesn't mean that it'll actually go to the table and put this value under the update column. No. Select statement is a very simple query. Give me the data, that's it. Is that making sense? Which statement helps us to update the data in the existing table?
Update.
Update statement. What we want to update? We want to update the update column with the translated values. Now, how would we do that? Jaya.
Sir, we will update the loans table.
All right,
by using.
That's right. Update loans. Set certain column to certain value. Update loans. Set. No, not loans data set. Just loans. Next line. Set app date equals to what value? Now tell me.
Application date.
str to date.
If you can't just write application date, right? Because that would mean that you're saving a text value into a date column.
It will be string to date. One question. Do we have to do that set SQL update equals to that
Yes,
stuff?
we will. Yeah.
Okay.
Close the function. Oh, what are you doing? Just how we have written it here, that's it. You not close the function. Okay, now you remove the code. Now run it. This error code means what?
We haven't used where statement.
No, it means that you have to set SQL save updates equals to 0. Why do we have to do this?
To enable updating.
So that it's like a safety lock, just if you remember the analogy that I had given of was of the gun, right? That the guns have safety lock so that by mistake people don't end up triggering the gun. No, don't. Run 16th line first. Give a line space. Set SQL underscore save underscore updates is equal to 0. Run line number 16. Now run line number 18 and 19. Got it? Now verify. How will we verify? Jaya?
We use select statement.
Yeah, let's do that. Got it, guys? Is everybody done? Yeah? Now, let me know if you guys are facing any issue in this. This is very important. I'm uploading another database called as credit card profiling database, credit card database. You have to make it one more. Which one? SQL save update. It's a good thing. Now, I'll tell you about, so you understood about string to date function, right? Everybody? Did you all understand about string to date function? Yes, sir. So Jaya, go to the classroom app. I've uploaded one more database. We'll upload one particular table out of that database right now. Go to classwork. Come down. Assignment. Now, we'll import customers table here. So we'll import it in a new database called as credit card underscore DB. Now, Jaya, what I want you to do is that this customer table that you are trying to download, just open it in a CSV file. We will investigate what kind of trouble that we may get into while importing. Download it. Customers. Now, if you notice here, one column will give us trouble. You know which column will give us trouble? The annual salary will give us a problem. You know why the annual salary will give us a problem? Yeah. So the reason why this will give us a problem is because of the commas. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Now, in sometimes it may give problem, and sometimes it may not also give problem, but will not take a chance. Especially this will definitely give a problem because this is given in lakhs and crores. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And UTF is 18. तो वो जो नंबर का है देसी सिस्टम करोड़ और लाख का उसको नहीं समझता. Do you understand? So this will most definitely give problem. So here, what you need to do is, what do you need to do? We will import annual salary as what type of column?
Double.
Chatra, double is also integer. So we'll import it as
Text.
Does that make sense, everybody? All right, let's go ahead and import Jaya as this column as text, and then we'll see how do you transform or translate a column which is integer stored as text into integer. Understood?
Same data set only we have to
Huh?
The same data set we are going to import.
No, it's a new database, credit card database. Jaya, it's a new database, okay? Please don't import it in the same.
So I have to create here only.
अरे नया tab में करो ना, नया. It will have its own script and everything. Huh? Of course.
This will be in
Annual salary, make it as in text. Okay, monthly CC uses of course text right here.
Annual salary is already in text.
showing already. The same as encoding in Latin 2, right?
Should I just do next?
Yeah, I mean, you tell me. Now what is the next thing that we should do?
Sir, I'm clicking here, but I'm not seeing the table that I uploaded, that I imported here.
कहाँ import किया जाए आपने? Refresh. Did you refresh it? Open it. Open it. Open the tables. इसको नाम तो कस्टमर लिख देता, क्लीन कस्टमर तो क्लीन कस्टमर ही कर दिया, आपको सब जगह क्लीन करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है जी, क्लीन्ड कस्टमर्स. Can you zoom also, Jaya?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, now I'll tell you there is a function here called as cast. There is a function just like string to date was a function to translate the string value saved, date values saved in string format, text format into date. There is a function here called as cast. Cast, the first thing that you write is input column. Look at this first, input column as the target data type. Target data type inside the function itself. Input column as target data type. What it means is, if I write cast annual salary, but annual salary has commas in it. So first we have to replace the commas with, first we'll have to replace the commas with what? Replace comma with nothing. Nothing is just pair or double quotes. So we have to replace comma with nothing. So we'll have to use a function here called as replace first. Replace. The name of the column is annual salary, comma, put comma under quotes with nothing. in annual salary, replace comma with nothing. Annual salary, comma, under pair of quotes, comma. अरे ये comma इधर 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 comma with nothing. Just pair of double quotes. Yeah. Did you understand? In the annual salary column, replace the comma with nothing. Now, of course, what you want to do first here is select. I mean, you can do it from in line number 5 also if you want. Take this guy. Nay. So right here in line number 5, right, annual salary, comma, annual salary, comma, replace of this entire thing. Now run that. Did you see this, guys?
Yes, sir.
Jaya, so explain what is happening.
So, sir, the commas that were already there in the annual salary, we have replaced them with nothing values. It means commas will be removed from there.
That means we have removed the commas, right? We have replaced commas with nothing, meaning we have removed the commas. Do you all agree?
Yes, sir.
Right? Now, but this is a select statement. That means it's not going to make any change to the database. We want to make change to the database, right? But where is the new column? Did we create the new column?
No, sir.
No.
So let's create a new column called as, let's say, new salary or something, or salary, whatever name. And what should be the data type of that column?
Integer.
Integer. Perfect. Let's do that. Thank you, Smith. Okay. How do we create a new column? Jaya?
Alter.
Alter table.
Can you
Alter table. You don't have to rely on your memory, right? You wrote that command before, right? So just go to that tab, the loan swallow tab. This tab, this. You had written, go up here. Copy that. Go to the next tab. Paste it. Alter table customers. Cleaned customers. Cleaned customers. Add column. New salary. And the data type of that will be integer. Select and run. Now, what is the next thing that we want to do? Now we need to update this new salary with the casted value of the replaced values. Cast of the replace. So which function will we use? Which statement will we use? Jaya? Which statement? Update. Alrighty then. Let's use update. Set SQL.
So we have to set the new salary, right?
Hmm? Hmm.
We have to set the new salary.
Hmm. Huh? Caste. Wait, what is AS? Yeah.
ऊपर वाला पेस्ट कर दो.
Annual salary.
पूरा रिप्लेस से पूरा पेस्ट करना हो.
Close this. This function, this. Wait, huh? कुछ error है. What is the error? What is the error? Tell me. Yeah.
Sir, we did not change the type.
As this as. Now this as what? No.
This as integer.
This as
Integer.
this entire thing as space as, meaning you want this to be converted as or casted. Cast meaning typecasted, meaning it's changing the type. This should be casted as what type of data?
Integer.
As something called as unsigned integer. So sir, just we'll have to write unsigned. Now what is this meaning of unsigned? Look at this, huh? Suppose here if plus or minus is given, this means it could be positive or negative 5, right? But if there is no sign, that means it is always positive integer. If there is a sign, then it could be negative integer or positive integer. So signed integers can be positive or negative. Unsigned integers are always positive. Because it's a salary column. So cast function may will have to write as unsigned. So you have to write as unsigned. Did you understand this? थोड़ा सा tricky है, याद मत रखना, chat GPT कर लेना. As unsigned. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Change 3000 rows. How do we verify it?
That's it.
can select star from clean customers. क्या हो गया सत्यम भाई? किससे लड़ाई कर रहा है? Correct? ठीक है ना? Clear? Done?
Sir, I have a question regarding this caste.
Yes.
Since we have already added a column new salary and also given the data type as integer above, then, and if we are not using caste, then what will be the difference in the output?
If you are not using past, then I mean, what would you put there? New salary equals to what? Some value you'll have to put, right? Neha?
Actually, I have tried with the set new salary without caste. I just use replace from replace till just nothing thing.
And you
Then
just
after,
replaced and you put the, without the caste, you put the application salary there, right?
yeah.
Yeah. See, in some situations, it may work. So what she has done is that she's put the application date where she replaced the commas with null and put it without the caste. But it's a risky operation.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Risky. Some numbers may not work, especially if there are some decimals, and if it is a long number, a large number, it may be a challenge as well. But with caste, you're 100% sure what you're doing.
Okay. Because I was getting the same output, that is why I asked.
Understood?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
you may ask me one more question at this point of time. You may ask me that, Prateek, if caste can change the data type, then why did we even use string to date? Why did we not do caste of application date as date? We can actually. But then for that strategy to work, caste of application date for this to work, this application date should be given in this format. Did you understand this? In text, but in this format. Then only it can do the, it can't do that translation of date component, right? Which string to date was doing very well. So what I'm trying to say is that, let's say you imported a date field as text, but the date values were given in text also, that the date values were given in YYYY-MM-DD format, then you can still use caste. Got it? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Sir, I have a question for the select statement.
Right.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah, sir, in the select statement, if we are say writing a query as select star from the customer table, so it's limiting us to 0 to 1000 rows, right? And if we want to see the beyond 1000 rows, then we have to expand our limit to 2000. But what if I don't know the how many rows are present inside that table?
Go over there,
So,
here,
mhm.
and don't limit.
Okay.
All right, exercise time. What am I asking you to do today? Thank you, Jaya. Thank you. Thank you.
Sir,
Your,
I have just one.
oh, okay. Go ahead and share your screen again, please. Yeah.
Okay. Sir, here first we and when we replace the annual salary here, like where here we replace the commas. So we remove the commas in this statement, and
No,
then later we
remove. This was just to try because this is select
okay,
state. No
okay,
change.
okay,
It doesn't make any change.
okay, got it, sir.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Just to show the data like in a report format, but it doesn't make any change to the data in the table. In order to make the change to the data in the table, you need update statement. And if you want to add a new column, then you need an alter statement.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Good job, everybody. Assignment time. Make sure that you have imported all the tables of the loans data set as well as credit card data set. Is that making sense? There is one more data set that I'm going to give to you. School data set. School DB. हाँ, एक मिनट हाँ. So it has these questions also. No? We'll do that later. I'll give you another database. Website visit exercise including order by limit. So there are some questions that I want you to do, but here you'll have to import the data. This is not the same website database that you've worked with in crude operation. This is a new database, right? New. That is the reason why I've highlighted it as a new database. Okay, everybody, 3 questions here, not many. But why only 3 questions? Okay, tomorrow before the class. Tomorrow before the class. Website visit. Yeah? Understood? Given you the steps also, how to import the data using, given you all the steps as reference. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye. Take care, everyone. Thank you.
Hi sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
या सर मैं एक बात बोल रहा हूँ, आपको रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ, जो आप जो सैटरडे को जो क्लास होता है उसका जो टाइमलाइन है असाइनमेंट का संडे, वो थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट हो रहा है क्योंकि अभी कुछ पर्सनल काम भी रहता है, ऐसा प्रोफेशनल काम करते हैं हम, तो ये उसका टाइम फ्रेम कुछ शॉर्ट है, इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ। वो आप मंडे को और ट्यूसडे को हो जाता तो ठीक होता शायद से। वो थोड़ा सा एक बार देख लीजिएगा।
विशाल, प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि ठीक है, ट्राई करो कल के लिए, तो फिर देखते हैं।
ठीक है,
बाय।
बाय बाय।